afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I have with us and joining us in this interview from California, Adam Lopez. Adam, thanks for joining us, and I appreciate your time. How are you?
Doing good. Doing good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to speak to you. How do you feel for this upcoming fight against Isaac Dogboe? You basically came out right now from the.
Yeah, I feel good. Training camp's going really well. Focusing up to we got about 3 weeks left.
That's awesome. I mean, June 19th is a date that eventually I encourage every fight fan that they have to stay tuned because this is one of the intriguing weight classes, featherweight, where I believe you pursuing one of the belts. Are you interested to see or to challenge? Let's say if you come out victorious, one of the names that eventually has the belt, like let's say Leo Santa Cruz or Manuel Navarrete or Gary Russell Jr. How did you see your opponent? Have you studied your opponent? Because I know he has a kind of
Yeah, I'm pretty familiar with his style. He's short and stocky, and he's gonna come forward and try to throw big shots. Try to put pressure on me. So I've dealt with fighters like this before. I know what I gotta do. I gotta stick to the game plan, stay disciplined, and just box very smart.
That's good to hear. You have a great game plan, and eventually, your coach and everyone who surrounds you is helping you in order to bring the best on the fight. Because that's one of the things that fight fans love, and especially when it comes from yourself. You have a great style that eventually you gotta put a great performance. Talking about great performance. There is a name right there that the fight is right around the corner. Teofimo Lopez versus George Kambosos. What do you think of this match? That eventually it's very intriguing. Who's gonna win on this match?
I think Teofimo Lopez is gonna beat him. I think he's hard right now. Teofimo is very hungry, and he's trying to prove some points that he's the best at 135. And I'm a big fan of Teofimo Lopez, and I think he's going to stop George Kambosos. They fight the same day that I fight. Yeah, I believe he's going to stop him.
I believe it's gonna be very intriguing. It's gonna be fireworks because I know Teofimo has a lot of speed, power, very slick, and I can deny neither that George Camboso is hungry. He mentioned it before. He has nothing to lose if he wins or loses. So that's what makes boxing really interesting because eventually we're gonna see a great performance and. We gotta stay tuned and let's not forget that of course your fight will be also intriguing because the style that you will bring and the style that Isaac Dogbo will bring is very interesting. Two different styles, and I encourage every fight fan do not miss your fight. Talking about fights, future fights. Eventually, there's a name right there that everyone wants to fight. Canelo Alvarez. What do you think about Canelo Alvarez era? That eventually most boxers they wanna face Canelo.
I think Canelo's the boxing right now. Best name, well-known name, and he's out there trying to make history. He's very active champion. You don't see nowadays going after everybody that he wants to go after, and I got nothing but respect for it.
I totally would say that eventually Canelo is one of the names right there. Very interesting fights that he brings, even when sometimes people don't like about his style. But that's Canelo's style, and we can't change that. And I would say we gotta stay tuned for that type of fight when he faces Caleb Plant because I know he's a champion for a reason, and that's one of the fights that we have to check when the day comes and it will happen. Adam, who do you think it will be the winner on this fight? Manny Pacquiao against Errol Spence.
I think it's a really good fight. getting a little older. But it's gonna be a good fight. But I got Spence in that fight.
It's really interesting because welterweight division is a tough division where we could see and we hoping the best fighter faces the best. Eventually, we're still waiting for Crawford faces Errol Spence, but in the meantime, we have right now Manny Pacquiao, Errol Spence. That we also gotta stay tuned and check what's gonna come. And let's not forget, of course, you're fighting as well. Adam, before we wrap it up this interview, what message would you like to give to the fight fans and everyone that would stay tuned in your fight?
Tune in, man. It's gonna be a really good fight. It's a great fight on paper. That was a really match up of styles. Definitely our good on a good fight. I'm very very hard. I'm very focused, and very excited to go out there and show my skills and do what I do best. So June 19th on ESPN.
Definitely, we're gonna stay tuned, and we're gonna check. What outcome will be. I know it's gonna be an interesting fight, and from my behalf, I want to wish you great things happen in your career. And I want to say thank you for the time you taken in order to giving me this interview. Adam, I wish you nothing but the best. I want to say thank you, and we check ourselves more later. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Appreciate for the time.